Here's a question that I have for you. After you're gone, what would your loved ones tell their lawyer about you and what you didn't do before you left this earth? Good morning. This is attorney Veronica McClendon. I am the owner and CEO of McClendon Law and Consulting, located in Macon, Georgia. I wanted to come on here today and talk about this topic because I had a consultation with some clients recently, some potential clients. We were talking about getting some things in order after their loved one had died. And one of the people that I was speaking with said, I wish that this loved one had talked to you before they were gone. They said that they actually had been telling their loved one about me for a couple of years and telling them that they need to give me a call and get this stuff in order. But that loved one kept putting it off, kept putting it off, kept putting it off, and eventually they ended up passing away. And the reason why this potential client told me that they wish that their loved one had talked to me before they left was because now they are here to clean up the mess that their loved one left behind. And so I want to talk to you all today about not putting this off because we would like to avoid this conversation as much as possible. After you're gone, and nobody knows when that would be, you don't want your loved ones to be telling their lawyer they wish that you had talked to a lawyer before you left. You don't want them to be in that position where they're feeling the anxiety, they're feeling the fear, they're feeling the uncertainty, they're feeling the stress and the strain that comes when someone dies unexpectedly, or perhaps it was something that was on the horizon because a person had a terminal illness, but they were in a situation where now they're having to deal with the aftermath of everything their family member left behind. I've heard a statistic recently, you know how statistics are, but I heard it recently that said that a family has to make within around 75 decisions for their deceased loved one within the first 3 days of that person passing. So 75 decisions that the loved ones have to make that perhaps could have been made in advance and taking those things off of the loved one's plates. So I want to encourage you all to get your estate planning done while there's still time. I actually received an email this morning that one of my colleagues passed away, someone that I knew since we were in college. They're only a few years older than me, just a couple of years, young family, just like me. And something happened and they died over the weekend. And I don't know anything about this person and whether or not they had their affairs in order, their legal affairs in order, but it just showed me that we just don't know what could happen and when it could happen. And if we can at least put some things in place to take a little bit of the burden off of our family members, that can go a whole long way. I don't know, of course, with all the dynamics with this particular person, but I do know that they were working and their family probably depended on their income. I don't know if they had life insurance. I don't know any of these things, but what I am doing is reminding you all that it's time for us to get things in order. And if you know me, you know that I usually am not one who's like, "Is we got to get our affairs in order. You need to go and get it done." But I'm really wanting to encourage families to just make this a part of how they operate. When we have property, when we acquire assets over our lifetime, we have to create a plan for them, and that plan needs to be phased out. You know, when you first acquire the property, you have certain things that you're doing, and then as you are maintaining the property and continuing to perhaps generate income from it or utilize it for your own purposes. There are things that you are needing to put in place, plans that you need to put in place to make sure that you can fully benefit from the asset. And it's the same thing for after we're gone. We have to plan for what is going to happen to my assets after I'm gone. Who's going to be in charge? Who am I going to give legal authority to take over my assets if I became incapacitated or after I'm gone? I've had so many families who are losing assets because their loved one didn't have a clear plan in place. And after they were gone, now there's a huge rush to try to get things done. Sometimes you have bad actors who are sitting there waiting in the wings to take advantage of the situation while this person is sick, or just sitting there and hoping that something happens to them so that they can come in and do some things that will harm the rest of the family or other people in the family. You have situations where creditors are wanting to be paid, and all of these things can be planned around so that your family is not left to try to scramble and get things done. So, um, I don't know. I'm just putting that out there, just asking the question. What is your family going to say about you to their lawyer after they're gone, after you're gone? Are they going to be saying, "I'm so glad that my loved one talked to you before they were gone because everything was easy. As soon as they died, I was able to take over and take these actions." Or are they going to say, "I'm so glad that now I'm the one who gets to talk to you because my loved one left so many things out of order, and it's been something that's been weighing on me all this time, and now finally I have the opportunity to take action on this so that it doesn't continue to be a burden for our family." There are people whose family members have lost income, lost assets, lost their homes because the person who died did not have a plan in place, and there was a delay between the time that they died and when the loved ones were able to handle their affairs, and things can happen in that period of time. I had someone I talked to, and they just said every time they think about this stuff, they feel sick. And I know that nobody listening to this right now wants their family members to be feeling sick after they're gone because of all of the things that they have to sort through that were not sorted through before their loved one passed. So I'm encouraging you all today, if you have not gotten your estate planning done, if you don't have a will in place, if you don't have a trust in place, if you're settling somebody else's estate and you still haven't gotten that resolved, I encourage you to go ahead and start taking some actions today so that you can take those tasks off of the plates of the people that you love the most. You don't want to leave them a mess, so don't do it. This is your opportunity now for you to call a lawyer, someone like me, who can help you to get your will in place, who can help you to get your trust in place. If you own heirs property and it's been heirs property for many decades, this is your call to action to go ahead and start dealing with that heirs property so that it's not something that's going to pass to yet another generation. If you are someone who is the executor of someone's estate, you're the trustee of someone's estate, I want you to go ahead and take some actions now so that you can get that estate resolved and it's not just another thing hanging open. If there are family conflicts that need to be resolved, go ahead and do what you can to resolve those things now. Bring a mediator in place, bring a therapist in place, bring a pastor in place, whoever it is that you need to bring in to help your family to resolve those conflicts. Go ahead and do it now. That's going to be so much burden taken off the shoulders of your surviving spouse, your surviving children, your grandchildren, whoever it is that you're leaving behind. You want to be able to deal with things now so that those are not things that other folks have to deal with later. So I hope that this little video today has encouraged you to take some action. It might be that after this video, you pick up the phone and you call my office if you're in the state of Georgia. You might go ahead and schedule an intake call to speak with our client services coordinator, Catherine, and talk with her about what you need to do to get started on your estate plan. It might mean that you are going to McClendonLawOffice.com and completing an intake form so that you can schedule an appointment to talk with a member of my team. Or perhaps you're not in the state of Georgia, and this is a call for you to go online and search for someone that you can contact that can help you in your state. Or if you're not ready to hire a lawyer yet, maybe this is just a time for you to sit back and think about, what do you want to happen with your assets after you're gone? To have some conversations with your family members. Today is the few days before Thanksgiving, so it's a great opportunity for many of you to talk with their family members about what they would want done, about what you would want done, and to start getting things in order. Whatever your action items are, this is your call to action by attorney Veronica McClendon. I thank y'all so much for tuning in today, and I'm looking forward to working with those of you who I had the opportunity to work with. Leave a comment in the chat, ask a question, subscribe, like this video, share it with somebody if it has impacted you in any way. And if I can help you with anything, don't you hesitate to reach out. Y'all take care. This is Attorney Veronica McClendon.